Today on Kicking It Old School, two iconic bands I am gonna put two iconic bands' albums up on my own personal debate. A good album versus album, track by track. How's it going, old schoolers? You're Kicking It Old School at Russell JS, and I am your host, Russell JS. The two albums I have in mind. We all love Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. So I'm going to put their 1973 releases up against each other. That's right, the two pioneering bands responsible for really bridging hard rock and heavy metal. We've got Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy versus Black Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Now, these albums, well, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is considered to be Sabbath's finest hour. This one to me is a little bit, Houses of the Holy, that's probably one of my two favorite albums by Led Zeppelin. And it is so underrated. I mean, the previous album, they had a major hit with Stairway to Heaven and Black Dog and Rock and Roll Battle of Evermore. But the thing is, it wasn't really until 1975's Physical Graffiti where, Led Zeppelin made a huge impact. But I say this is probably one of the best albums Zeppelin ever put out. So, without further ado, let's rank these bad Oscars, shall we? I went ahead and wrote down the song list. First off, I want to go over, let me go ahead and look real quick. Who was this album produced by? Because I know they had, it was engineered by Eddie Kramer, George Shakians, and Keith Harwood. But the executive producer was Peter Grant, Led Zeppelin's main band manager. And Sabbath Bloody Sabbath was produced by Black Sabbath and engineered by Mike Butcher, coordination by Mark Forster. Does an album need coordination? And direction by Patrick Meehan? I never thought that, I always thought it was the producer that made the difference along with the band. Like, the producer was the extra band member. But either way, this is going to be album versus album, track by track. Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy versus Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Now, track number 1. The Song Remains the Same versus Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Now, since I dig both of these songs, I dig The Song Remains the Same, which became the title of Zeppelin's concert movie, where they did the footage of the band playing Madison Square Garden along with footage of them 3 years after, kind of combining the two. I really dig the song. I think the song is really awesome. Jimmy Page on that, on the double neck, playing the 12-string part of the double neck SG. And Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, Tony Iommi's guitar riff, that that intro is really awesome. So I'm gonna be fair, and I'm gonna give them each a point. 1 point each. The Rain Song versus A National Acrobat. Now, the Rain Song is actually, in concert, they actually combined the Rain Song with The Song Remains the Same, as you saw in the movie The Song Remains the Same, where Robert Plant was having his fantasy of being the hero rescuing the princess in the medieval era of England. Now, the song by itself, without The Song Remains the Same, it kind of is like, National Acrobat, one thing I thought was cool was when Metallica covered one of their songs off this album, they added National Acrobat in the middle of it, a portion of it. And National Acrobat, alright, 2 points, Sabbath. Over the Hills and Far Away versus Fluff. Yeah, I didn't care for Fluff, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to Zeppelin. The Crunge versus Sabra Cadabra. Now, Sabracadabra is the song Metallica covered off their 1998 cover release known as Garage Inc. Like I just mentioned with A National Acrobat, they put A National Acrobat in the middle of Sabracadabra. And the Crunge, I love the way John Bonham's drums and, Jimmy Page's guitar, how they go together like that. They're like a driving force, going into battle. It's like, I love the way, and to me, the Crunge, later on, I think Pantera kind of borrowed that guitar riff, made it really fast on the song Unbroken. And since I dig both those tunes, 1 point Zeppelin, 1 point Sabbath. Dancing Days versus Killing Yourself to Live. That Dancing Days just, I don't know. That's one of my least favorite Zeppelin songs, and Killing Yourself to Live, the riff on that is really killer, really awesome, so 1 point Sabbath. Dire Maker versus Who Are You? Well, don't mistake Who Are You for the Who's Who Are You off their release Who's Next. It's not the same song. It rocks. It's, it's really a good tune to really just, But yeah. Oh wait, I kind of made a mistake. The Crunge doesn't have that riff. It's another song that's on here. My bad, I'm kind of tired. It's late at night. And I got hurt at work today. I stepped on a nail. Thank God for my boots, because that nail did not go all the way in my foot. And thank God for that. And I didn't have to get a tetanus shot, because I already had one a few years ago from when I got, sliced by an industrial-sized staple under my thumb. So Dire Maker kind of got that reggae vibe to it. You could dance with your girl, make love to your girl, everything, and just kind of jam out to it, just chill out to that song. So 1 point Zeppelin and 1 point Sabbath. No Quarter, one of my all-time favorite Led Zeppelin tunes, going up against Looking for Today. Well, Looking for Today is also a killer song, but No Quarter, I love kind of John Paul Jones's organ playing in the beginning and Robert Plant's haunting voice. I guess he was in some kind of, he had an echoplex with a mic, I'm not sure, but his voice sounded different, sounded very haunting and scary, and so, and Looking for Today is a really good song, so 1 point Zeppelin, 1 point Sabbath. And right now, where we're at, Sabbath is taking the lead. So let's see if they could still live up to Zeppelin. The Ocean versus Spiral Architect. Yeah, I didn't care for Spiral Architect. The Ocean is a better sounding tune, so 1 point Led Zeppelin. Well, where I'm at, I guess in my opinion, these are really two killer albums, because Zeppelin and Sabbath both have 6 points each. So right now it's a tie. And Whoops. And I dropped my phone. So, I guess I'm going to go ahead. Yep. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to happen. As I was explaining to you, it's a tie. So, I'm going to go ahead and find a quarter. That way I can, I can decide who takes the win on this. So, give me a moment. Okay. As I explained before, both Sabbath and Zeppelin are tied. Now, I guess these are really cool albums. I must really love them both if I went ahead and did a tie. I got a quarter, so we're going to break the tie to figure out which album is the best. It'll be Heads Led Zeppelin, Tails Black Sabbath. Okay, are we ready for the moment? I'm kind of scared because I really love these albums. I gotta be fair with both of them. Alright, here we go. I'm about to remove my hand. It landed on Heads. So that means Led Zeppelin wins this competition. Now, I just want to be fair because, I'm not going to put hatred towards any music. I mean, like, my way of saying that, say, an artist or a band sucks or an album sucks, I'm always nice about it. I don't want to say that it sucks, that it's lousy or whatever. It's okay for what it is. I just think those, number one, I've heard better artists, better bands, and number two, the band that has the album that would be labeled as suckage, well, my way of saying it is they've done better. So, Led Zeppelin Houses of the Holy wins this competition against Black Sabbath. And, like I said, I don't have hatred. Don't put any hate in the comments. But, yeah, I love that I'm doing all this stuff where, I said that I was going to take Kicking It Old School a whole new level, where it wasn't going to be just the video games. I was going to add movies, and I was going to add music, and I've been doing it now. And I really love doing these kind of videos. So, if you are new to the channel, I also wanted to remind you, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, hit a like, hit the like button, leave a comment in the box down below. Just remember, if you don't like my opinion, don't be too hateful. Alright, just give your honest opinion. Don't be a troll like some of these trolls will be like, oh, you must not like Led Zeppelin, you must not like Black Sabbath. I like it all, man. I like it all, but I like to be fair. But, leave your comments in the box down below, and there's going to be more. There's going to be more Kicking It Old School coming your way, and there's going to be more weekly narc coming your way. And I just want to go ahead and leave the video with keep it real, keep it fresh, live life simple, get you enough, get you enough of anything. Get you enough of love, get you enough of fresh air, get you enough of whatever makes you happy in this world. And play some Pac-Man. Listen to hard rock and metal and all hard rock and old school music. Watch some 80s movies. Just 80s and 90s and all old school. This is your old pal Russell JS. I want to wish you all Godspeed. May the force be with you always.